You're listening to the University of Sioux Falls Campus Ministries podcast.
Hi everyone, my name's Matt Stiles and I serve as the campus pastor at the University of Sioux Falls. On this podcast, we have conversations with USF staff, alumni, students, and experts in the community to help us better integrate the Christian faith into our particular field. The topic that we're focusing on this semester is created for community. This morning on the Campus Ministries podcast, we welcome Weronika Mrozek. She is a student at USF and serves here as a resident assistant. She is part of the swim team. She is a double major in art and media studies with emphasis in graphic design and social media marketing. And she also serves as the Student Life social media coordinator and photographer. And so, Weronika, thanks for being a part of the podcast this morning.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone.
So, Weronika, we're talking about the topic of being created for community, and we're talking about how important community is and what are some helpful things to consider when cultivating community. And so, could you tell us a little bit about the community that you came from and how you came to the community that is USF?
Yeah, of course. So, I'm originally from Poland. And I got recruited here at USF mostly because of swimming. So my previous coach contacted me through, actually funny story, through Instagram. So he texted me and just was very interested in me as an athlete. And this is how I committed to USF because of athletics. So I have been here 4 years so far. And I think I have never been like the better version of myself than I am right now here, just being very confident and like surrounding myself with so many amazing people. And coming back from where I am from, I'm from Poland, where we as a community, we are not very like happy people, I would say. We are not very like positive people overall, I would say. So I was always like surrounding myself with all of my friends who have a huge impact like on me and were making like some positivity, like giving me some positivity in my life. But I have never also been very close with like Christian people or like very religious people, despite we are believers back at home, but we are not practicing our faith that much. So coming here to USF was a big challenge for me, I would say, when I heard that our university is a Christian university. And not gonna lie, I was kind of struggling my freshman year when it comes to having intro to Bible classes with Danny T. Looking like right now from the class where I went to, I was just sitting in the back, like playing some computer games, like doing my other homeworks, while Danny T was giving the whole speech about like Bible and like sharing his own thoughts about like his own life and like trying to introduce us to Bible, which was of course very interesting to me. But at this point, I wasn't that interested to this. And I was feeling guilty about not paying attention to the class. But I think this moment also like formed me as a person when Danny T came to me one time and he said, Weronika, it's okay. I know that you are not a practicing believer and you just need to like pass the class. It's okay. I am not like mad at you. This is your vision. This is like your life. So I totally understand everything. But then later on, I feel some situations and people also like came into my life that just like transformed me as a person and becoming closer to like God and also being more faithful. And I think the like peak of my faith was like for sure last year, and the biggest like transition that I went through was FCA retreat that I went to last year. And it impacted me so much that like right now I am having such a great community like by me, and people are just like so positive and very like helpful in whatever like decisions I am making in life as well. So yeah.
That's very cool to hear. Yeah, just that journey from Poland to USF and your experience. When you think about getting to that point of growing in your faith so much last year, what are some key components for you? Were there certain people in your life or certain members of the community that really helped you forward?
So I was always surrounding myself with mostly athletes because I was always scared. Like when I came here to USF, I was always scared that like people are gonna kind of like judge me by my accent, or like I'm not gonna fit in like theater community or like social media community. Like I was always kind of scared of being judged in some kind of way just because I came from a different like country. So that's why I was always surrounding myself with mostly swimming community, which was like a great community. And I loved all the girls, and they were such a very supportive people at this moment for me. And there was one friend who introduced me mostly, I would say, to chapel, to like Bible, to like faith, to like God as well. And she was the first person who took me to church as well. So I would say that she had a huge impact on my faith transition, I would say, if I can say this, because I was not a practicing believer back there when I was in Poland. So she had a huge impact on me. Later on, different athletes from different groups like track and field who introduced me FCA, who started encouraging me to go to FCA, who also encouraged me to go to FCA retreat, which happened last year. And now I have a lot of like faithful community, and not only athletes, but also people from different groups on our campus that are very supportive, and I'm not feeling stressed in any kind of way to just talk to them and just make connections and just be very open and create some kind of a relationship with them as well.
That's cool to hear just those people surrounding you and how big of an impact that has on your faith. And I know you had mentioned after that FCA retreat and you had come and talked with me, like you're like, I shared my testimony, and that there wasn't really a preparation period for that. They were just inviting people up. Is that right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
So then you get up and you share it. What was that like for you?
Sharing my testimony, oh, it was stressful. Like I was stressed before. I was like, I don't know how people are gonna react to my testimony. I don't know if I am gonna say everything what I wanted to say, if people are gonna understand me as well, of where I come from, like how my past impacted on my presence right now. So it was very stressful. But to be honest, I was stressing for nothing. When I stood out there and I looked at all the people, and I was not even reading my notes. It just came to me that I was just speaking like whatever I felt I want to share. There were stuff that I did not even wanted to share, and I did share, which just made me so much more comfortable with being around community and like showing people that maybe they are dealing with the same stuff as I was. They are not by themselves in this situation, but also it made me feel more comfortable with speaking out loud about faith and also being around faithful community, but also being great like with myself, of like knowing where I stand right now and like what I do believe, and how great is it to just like say your perspective out loud, to just like make sure of who you are as a person.
I think of, just even in hearing your story about the importance of community, the story of the paralytic who was brought to Jesus. And Jesus is in this house, and all of a sudden he sees the roof start to crumble a little bit, and people are pulling it apart, and they lower a paralytic man down. It says he sees their faith. And what's interesting about that story is it's not just that one person had the strength of faith, but that there was a community that carried each other along, so that when this man couldn't walk, he had a group of people who were lifting him and carrying him to Jesus, and that when he's strong, he might have that opportunity to do that with others. And I think that just shows the importance of whether it's a church family or close friends who are followers of Jesus. When that's in place, whether our strength is 100% on fire or whether we're asking some hard questions and have some serious doubts, we have that community to help carry us. And so now you get to be not only a part of the community, but you get to kind of cultivate it here too. You're serving as a resident assistant. Tell us a little bit about what that's been like and how you've been able to see the importance of community in that role.
So right now, I'm very sad that I did not get the chance to take this position earlier, because I was just scared. I was just scared to like be a part of a bigger community, but also be responsible for some of the residents. And to be honest, like a huge impact on campus as well, because we as a resident assistants are a huge impact on campus. So right now, looking at myself when I was sophomore, I'm kind of sad that I did not take this position earlier, because it will for sure open me more as a person. And then I will for sure get better connections and like relationship with people as well. Because at first you are kind of scared of talking to people from different cultures, different places, but also like different life backgrounds. And it's hard to just open to people and also get out of your comfort zone. But then when you are actually going to do it and start surrounding yourself with people and like start talking to people and start helping residents as well, but also like other impact leaders, it just feels so much better. And as well, it is a huge responsibility to like take care of residents and like help them whenever they need. But it's also giving you such a great opportunity to be there for community whenever they need me, help them whenever they need me, but also create some kind of a community as we have in CBKB. That is just awesome. Like I love our team. I love all the people living in the dorms. And it's just great to even hang out with those people that on daily basis I am not hanging out. But like sometimes when I'm on duty and they are like studying in the lounges, it's just nice to talk to the residents. And it's just nice to see also their perspective on life, but also just catch up with them and see what they have been doing.
Yeah. One of the mottos that we talk about regularly here is culture for service. And there's something about being plugged into a culture that follows the way of Jesus and sees the importance of service, that it launches us into service as well, where we start creating cultures of service wherever we go. And so I hear that in your story.
Yes, and I think that culture for service is such a great opportunity to also participate on our university, because those days, like when I was a freshman and sophomore, changed me as a person as well, because there were people in my groups that I never talked to before, but I already knew them, but was always scared to talk to. And then we made some kind of connections and like friendships as well. And we both served and we both helped. And then later on, this situation just created something much stronger than we have between each other, like right now, and that we are friends, which if I will not take part in Culture for Service Days, I would not be friends with some of the people I am right now, which is such a great opportunity to also meet people, especially if you are a freshman and especially if you are still like trying to figure out to which group on campus you are more connected to, and to find like your people.
It is interesting how you get plugged into a community that leads to service, and that service leads to community, and that community leads to service. Exactly. It just kind of keeps going and building it all up. So as you think of other students who are maybe in your place when you were considering University of Sioux Falls, what advice would you give to them if they're considering, do I attend a Christian liberal arts university?
Actually, I have right now that kind of situation, and I have some friends even right now that I look at them and they are also like international people, and I am thinking that, oh, I've been in this situation. Like you guys are thinking the same as I was thinking when I was a freshman. Like you guys still kind of like close, like not very open, because you guys are scared, and that's okay. Like that's totally understandable. And it's okay if you guys don't have this like big community around you, because you guys are still exploring and still trying to like find some people, which is totally okay. But when I am looking at them, it just reminds me about me when I was younger, when I was a freshman. And looking at me right now, it's just such a big change also that I went through when I found my community and when I started being more open to people and getting out of my comfort zone, that for sure I am telling right now some of those friends, but in future, if some people would like to commit to University of Sioux Falls, I would say to them, don't be scared, be very open, get out of your comfort zone. Like, to be honest, the Christian community is great to have. And I committed to this school without even knowing that this was a Christian community. Like, I didn't know that I will need to take Intro to Bible or Christian thought class, that they are required. That's why when I was a freshman, I was just not mad, but I was like, I am not taking those classes. There's no way. But now looking at this, it's also experience that it's great to walk through. You need to find yourself. And if you are not gonna find yourself in like a Christian community, that is also okay, but at least you like saw how this look like. And maybe later on in future, this is gonna like come to you. So I would just say for sure to like freshmen and upcoming university students that just be open, don't be closed. Get right there into events so that you can find your people and don't be scared to just talk to them, get out of your comfort zone.
That's such good advice, whether it's people who are looking to become students or whether it's just looking to form any type of community in their life, to open up, to try it out, to be present enough, to form those relationships, to maybe serve together. And what you find is a huge blessing that's maybe nerve-wracking at the front, but is such a major game changer going forward.
Exactly. And as I mentioned previously, that I was scared that somebody is going to judge me for my accent or like where I come from. I'm telling right now that no one judged me ever. They loved my accent. They said that it's okay if I am making grammar mistakes. But even if you are American that just comes from a different state, no one is going to judge you from where you come from. Everyone is so welcoming here, especially the staff and workers at our university, and they just love that you are here and they are going to help you with anything, and they are never going to make you feel that you are less than other people, which is also so cool. That helped me a lot, but I realized this after a long time, unfortunately, because I was just scared.
Well, Weronika, thanks for sharing your story and the impact that community has had on you. And just hearing it in your story makes me realize whenever I have the opportunity to show up for others and practice community, how valuable that is. So thanks for being a part of the podcast this morning.
Thank you so much.